Hello, everybody. I'm Don Counts, and we're in Knoxville, Tennessee at 4-H Electric Camp with my friend, Mr. Joe Jackson. And Joe and I always go to the Washington Youth Tour, and this time I met him in Knoxville, and this is a whole lot better, Joe.
It's a great camp, Don, and we really are appreciative of all the help we get from all our cooperative and municipal folks across the state. They come in and teach the learning centers, and it's a great opportunity for us.
Joe's with the Tennessee Electric Cooperative, and Joe, tell us a little bit about what the involvement with the TECA and 4-H Electric Camp.
Well, our electric co-ops, Tennessee Electric Cooperative Association, has always been interested in 4-H and FFA, supported those for years and years. That's been a part of our background. This camp came about in 1991 when Dr. Mike Bushramo from UT came to TECA and said, want to look at doing something about electricity and teaching about electricity. And we were real fortunate to be able to get with him and make this camp a reality. Started out with about 76 students the first year, and we've grown to over 400 that come. We've had to reduce that a little bit because we just didn't have a physical space. Sure. It's been a great camp.
Tell everybody at home what they're going to see today, what the kids are doing up here.
Well, all of the learning centers, we call them learning centers, they're hands-on activities to where they make things or they learn things by doing, and we make it fun and educational at the same time. But one of the things they're going to be doing, they're going to be making a lamp, and they're using insulators from our poles, and they'll take that lamp home with them. The other thing they're doing is making a battery tester. All of us have a drawer somewhere, Don, with these batteries in it. We don't know if they're good or bad. This battery tester will tell if they're good or what level they are, and also it detects 9-volt batteries as well as 1.5-volt batteries.
Very good. And we are going to get to look at all of those. We also have Pike Electric here. Tell us about Pike Electric.
Well, Pike Electric is a contract company that works for municipals and co-ops across multi-states. They brought their high-voltage demonstration, and it's really about electrical safety and trying to make these kids aware of our power lines do a lot of good and are useful, but they can be hazardous. And so they want to make sure that they're safe around those high-voltage power lines.
How long's 4-H Electric Camp been going on?
Well, it started, the first camp was in 1992. This is our 19th year of 4-H Electric Camp.
Well, it's going to be a fun trip, just like Washington Youth Tour is, and we just got back from that, and this year we had a little gap in between, and so that's one reason we got to come up here to the beautiful UT Knoxville, and got to say thanks to Knoxville, UT Knoxville, for helping us out here.
They do a tremendous job. We could not do without their cooperation. They are the main instigator of what we're doing and great support. We appreciate UT Knoxville.
Joe Jackson, thank you for all you do for the TECA and for all the co-ops and the municipalities and everybody else across the state. We appreciate what you do with Washington Youth Tour and 4-H Electric Camp. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Don, for coming up today, too, and I'm just glad to be a part of it. It's been a great adventure for us. It's been a lot of fun.
Thank you. Let's go around and see what all's happening, and maybe we'll hook up. All right, see you. We caught up with David Joyner here at 4-H Electric Camp. And, David, tell us what the kids are doing behind us.
Well, we're giving them a little exercise on learning how to solder electronics. What we have here is a battery tester. This is about the third year, but we've done this over a 19-year period where kids can assemble this. It comes in a kit. We have a battery holder. We have a switch. We have little resistors that they have to install. And then we got a lead to test the DC battery with. This is a project, takes about 45 minutes. And it's a good example of kids learning a little bit about electricity, electric circuitry, and a little bit about learning how to assemble components. And so when this is completed, this is something they can carry back home. They can show their parents what they achieved at the 4-H Electric Camp. And they have a useful device to check their batteries with. You can check a D-cell battery or a C-cell battery or a triple A or a single A battery, and also a 9-volt battery with this. So this is also on a little circuit board we have embossed on here, 4-H Electric Camp, UT Extension on that. So they'll have a little memento to remember their experience at the 4-H Electric Camp this year.
That's a great thing. You know, I've paid a lot of money for one of those things at work.
Right. Fortunately, we are able to keep our costs down because we're able to get some special prices on some of these components. We have vendors that have been very supportive of 4-H Electric Camp in the past and help provide us such as free batteries. This helps keep our costs down, and this is able for us to maintain the 4-H Electric project over these years we've had by people working with us, various utilities, municipal systems, and co-ops donating their time to help put this together, make it such a success.
David, tell us what co-op you're with.
I'm with Cooperative Electric Membership Corporation, located in Clarksville, Tennessee, just above Nashville. We serve 5 counties. We have close to 90,000 customers that we serve on that.
And how long you been at 4-H Electric Camp?
Well, this is about my 15th or 16th year on that. So I've enjoyed it. It's get to be a routine each year, but we all look forward to it.
David and I have also been to Washington Youth Tour together a few times, so this is a piece of cake compared to that.
It sure is. This is enjoyable. The Washington Youth Tour goes over a week. There is many miles of walking that you do up there. And definitely, I'm not as tired after I complete this as I am the Washington Youth Tour. But I enjoy doing both on it. Sure.
We appreciate what you do. We appreciate what you're doing with the kids, and we thank you for taking the time to talk to us.
Okay, Don, appreciate it.
Hi, Mom.
What a recloser is it's that fancy fuse that counts. When a tree limb or something falls into the line, that recloser senses that fall. And reclosers in the industry out there on your lines are set to operate 3 times. You can actually count if you want to time that operate. See it operate properly. Each time you hear that click, your lights went off.
Well, we caught up with another friend of mine, Kathy Black, and we go to Washington Youth Tour together. And now we're here at Knoxville and at UT, and we're at what's going on behind us?
This is the 4-H Electric Camp Energy Conservation Learning Center. These students have all been given a house to insulate, and it's a cardboard box, and we've used thermal photography to show them how much heat is escaping before they put insulation in. And then each group has a different type of insulation. Some have cellulose insulation, some have fiberglass, some have foam, some even have bubble wrap. And so their job is to insulate their house within the budget that they've been given, and then they take it up after they've insulated it, and they put it on the heat source again, and they use the thermal camera again to see how well they insulated their house. And so then we'll be talking about the ways that you can insulate your home to save energy and save money. And so they're learning that you do have to have a budget, and that the way you construct your house and the way you install your insulation matters, and the type of insulation matters, and that different types of insulation cost more to begin with, but when you see how much you save on your energy bill, then you can see the worth of putting a little extra money into quality materials and construction.
Serious life lessons there. That's great.
And they're having fun. If you look at them, they're having a lot of fun building and being the builder. So.
Well, Kathy is with Sequatchie Valley, somewhat neighbors of us over in South Pittsburgh, and we appreciate you doing this. How long you been doing the 4-H Electric?
I believe this is my 15th or 16th camp, probably 15th camp, so quite a few years. But
it's a good opportunity for 4-H, for the kids, and for UT, for us being up here bringing the kids. That's really a good thing.
It's a great partnership between the electric cooperatives and the municipal systems and 4-H to work together to teach these kids a lot of life skills.
We thank you for what you do, and we hope to see you next year at 4-H Electric.
Thank you.
Gentleman wants to see what we're doing here. We're actually taking a box, we're making this into a house, windows, and a door. The students have applied insulation to the walls and to the ceiling, and now we are putting that over a heat source, over a 100-watt light bulb, and using our infrared camera to find out where our areas of heat belong. Infrared camera will show us people, the heat from people, and then our house. Blue means that we're cool, yellow, white means that we're hot or we're losing heat. So this house is well insulated in the walls, but the windows and the door, we're losing heat from our heat source, our light bulb. The students have spent their time assembling the house, having the house tested and checked, and then they've redone their house to see if they can improve the heat loss in the house.
We caught up with Mike Davenport. Mike and I have been to D.C. too before together.
Yes, I went 6 years ago.
All right, and tell us a little bit about what you're doing up here.
Okay, this year I'm working in geocaching. First year I've ever worked with geocaching, so I'm learning just as much as the students are. Yesterday we went through our spiel and I learned a great deal about it. And today we're working with the students, and we take them in the classroom, give them a little informal speech about it, and then we go out in the field and we take 5 points. We ask them questions about energy conservation, and then what we do is give them the GPS and let them put in the coordinates. And then from that, we go and we find a little envelope with some information in it. In fact, my second kid found it, and he wasn't supposed to take it, but on halfway back, he said, I got mine with me. We were supposed to leave them where we found them, so I'm going to have the same geocaching GPS this time so I can slide it back there when my kids get close to it.
Explain to the people at home about what is geocaching.
Okay, geocaching is a game, basically, that anybody with a GPS can play. Basically, you can get online, and there's numerous people that have games all over the world. Basically, you go online and you get your points, and then you just find where your coordinates are. You go out, you find your prize, so to speak. You find it, and when you pick it out of there, it can be anything from a candy bar to, as they were saying, Delta airline passes or concert tickets. But when you take something out, you need to put something back in of hopefully equal value. And one thing they told us that was real important when you're playing the game, if you play it and you go in a national park, you cannot leave anything there. When you go in a national park or a state park, basically you just go and you find just like a landmark or a sign, something like that. But basically it's just a game that lots of people play. In fact, he showed us the campus at UT, and there were points plotted all over campus where people are playing it here. It's a real neat thing for people to do.
Kids seem to be having a good time. Tell us a little bit about where you're from and the co-op you with.
Okay, I live in Madisonville. I work with Fort Loudon Electric Cooperative. We're located in Bonor. We serve parts of Blount, Loudon, and Monroe County. We've got a little over 32,000 customers. I've been there basically come October, 33 years.
How long have you been doing 4-H electric camp?
This is my 11th year.
Well, thank you for all you do. It sounds like geocaching is a fun, upcoming thing going on.
Yeah, they did this. This is the second time they've done it. They did it about 3 years ago, had a good response, and we brought it back this year.
Well, thank you, Mike, for talking to us. I know you got more kids coming through, and wish you luck throughout the day.
Well, thank you for having me. Okay, thank you.
Should look like that. It tightens up the wire. Yeah, let's use the solder. Right there.
Just insert it right up through there like this, and it will come out the top. Right like that. And just pull it out. All right, that's great.
Well, we caught up with Andy Duncan from Middle Tennessee. Andy, you've been doing 4-H electric camp for a good while.
1992.
Wow, okay. Tell us what you're doing here today.
We're building an insulator lamp. We buy the lamp kits from a supplier up near Chicago, and then we add 2 spool-type insulators that we use in running secondary sometimes, and it makes a nice little lamp for the kids to take home with them.
That is a very nice thing, and so can you tell us a little bit? It starts from just pieces?
It does. It starts with boxes full of components, and they're packed in bulk. We unpack all those and set them all up at each little learning station. And once they get done, they turn it into this.
Wow, that would look good on my desk, I tell you. Tell us what you do at Middle Tennessee Electric.
I'm Key Accounts Coordinator. My territory is Wilson County and Cannon County, and I work with our large industrial customers, what we call Key Accounts.
How long you been working there?
I've been doing key accounts now for about 12 years, but I've been with Middle Tennessee Electric 31 years.
31 years, wow. Well, we appreciate what you're doing with 4-H Electric Camp, appreciate what you're doing up at Middle Tennessee, and wish you luck throughout the rest of the week.
Thank you very much. These are good campers, and we're enjoying it. Thanks.
Same thing on this side over here.
Well, we caught up with Leslie Hartzell, right, from KUB, and I hear KUB all the time, but that's Knoxville Utilities
Board. Okay. Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about what's going on around behind us here with 4-H Electric.
What we're doing at these stations is the electrical safety station. In this station, we're teaching the students about the pad mount transformers and how to not plant trees around them, to keep it in the safety zone, to learn what's involved on the inside of those pad mount transformers so that they won't play around them. Kids tend to want to sit on them and play on them, and we want them to understand that they are energized and that they can still be dangerous. Also, we talk a little bit about them recognizing these in their yards. A lot of times they see the overhead lines, but we're trying to get kids to get a better understanding of the underground system as well.
Because in subdivisions, that's where you're seeing these.
This is where you're seeing them. You typically see the overhead lines, but like you said, in the subdivisions. In our next learning center, we're doing the Tennessee One Call, or the 811 Call Before You Dig, because that's a really strong message that we're trying to get out, not only to our customers, but to our contractors as well. So in this learning station, the students are trying to learn how to locate underground lines. They're learning how to locate gas lines, water lines, and all that, just like a contractor would come out and do. So they're learning how to locate those lines and how they tie into our pad mount transformers. Also, on the inside, we have the high voltage display where we're talking about our overhead lines. We're talking about planting the trees in the right places so that they don't grow into the lines, which causes a tremendous amount of power outages. So we're just trying to really get the kids a better understanding about transmission lines, overhead lines, underground lines, and calling before you dig.
And the thing she's talking about inside is the Pike Electric demonstration.
Yes, that's the Pike Electric demonstration. And Pike is one of our contractors, which is a contractor that's used all across the United States. And so when we have storms and we don't have enough crews to fill in, we typically call in our Pike crews to help us if we have a major outage.
Tell me about KUB, Knoxville Utility Board. That's a pretty big outfit.
It is. We are a four-service municipal utility company. We provide electricity, gas, wastewater, and water services. We've been around for about almost 75 years now, located here in Knoxville, but we service 7 surrounding counties. We not only hit Knox County, but we hit Jefferson, Granger, Blount, Union County. So we serve a lot of we have about 490,000 customers total. So we're a pretty big outfit. We're huge. But we're a strong supporter of the community, and we've been a strong supporter of this program for since its existence of 19 years. So we feel it's important that we educate our kids and our community. Hopefully these kids can take something back and teach their parents.
So what do you do there?
I'm the community relations manager, so I do a lot of community outreach, but we do a lot of educational outreach as well. Like I said, our major focus is getting the message out, whether it's about conservation or whatever. So I'm kind of the one that takes the message, our internal message, and get it out to our customers.
She says her employer with a smile. How many people can say that?
Well, that's true. I'm proud to work for KUB. KUB is a great company.
Thank you for all you do for the 4-H Electric Camp, and thank you for all you do for the community.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Good guys.
We caught up with Scott Holder with 811, and he knows Randall Griner back at home. And Scott, tell us what you do with 811.
I'm a damage prevention liaison. I travel the state making sure our members and our facilities that we are doing for notification are protected. And we give out education programs, safety meetings, 4-H clubs, different things to just reiterate the importance of calling before you dig, making sure those facilities are marked and located. That way the utility gets an opportunity to protect their facilities.
Well, let's just say someone is going to do a little digging around the yard. They dial 811. A lot of people might be a little leery to do that. What's going to happen when they do? Who's going to be on the other side?
Well, on the other side, you're going to have member facilities. Not all members or not all facilities are protected underground just because not everyone's a member. But we send out a notification to our member facilities in that area. They go out, they locate either by marking with paint or flags. And in the state of Tennessee, we do have a tolerance zone. It's 24 inches either side of that facility plus the width of the facility. So people need to understand that they have to understand that they cannot dig right on top of that line or near that line. There's still a tolerance zone involved. So that's what happens.
So tell us about where your office is and how big your facility is.
We're located near the airport in Nashville, Tennessee, and our operation's about 52 employees, and we have about 30 of those or more that take calls either at home or in the office, and then we have an executive staff of about 10 or so.
We appreciate what you do for us, and 811 is a very important number to remember, and it's very good that you're teaching the kids at a young age.
Good deal. Thanks for coming out.
We talked about the color codes and such. Just kind of reiterate that. If you want to hold on to these, give them to your parents, make them aware. What number are they going to call before they dig next time? What number? 811. There you go. It's what they use as locators. We have two different styles today. What's going to happen is we've put in the ground some locate balls. Myself and Harley yesterday. Everybody's going to have an opportunity. We've got two machines. He's going to show you that one here momentarily. This one here, the higher the frequency, such as 100 right here, I'm right on top of the line. As I get away from it, of course you don't have as much. So
We caught up with Vicki King, and Vicki, what is happening here in Knoxville?
Well, this is 4-H Electric Camp Week, and this is the Electric Vehicle Learning Center.
All right, tell me about electric vehicles.
Electric vehicles, we bring, the kids in, and we want to teach them as much as possible about some of the newest technology that's available to them. And especially we want to put an emphasis on electric vehicles. And so this week we have the Mitsubishi MIEV, the newest electric vehicle on the market. Currently not even available in the United States. We expect it to be available in 2012. And we're showing that to them. And then the Electric Power Research Institute brings over an all-electric vehicle. And we are fortunate to have some folks with us from EPRI that talk to the kids about the electric vehicles and everything. And our big emphasis to the younger generation is how good electric vehicles are for the environment.
They are good for the environment, and bad as we might think it's not going to happen, it's coming at some point in time. It'll happen in our lifetime, I'm sure, electric vehicles.
Oh, I think it's definitely in our future, and I know it's going to be part of their everyday life. I think maybe you and I are going to have to adjust to it, but it's just going to be common for them as gas-powered vehicles are today. The electric vehicles that are coming onto the market, they don't have the option of gas or electric. They are electric, and their fuel is electricity, and they're going to plug in their cars in order to have the availability to travel and get to their work and to get home and to the grocery store and the post office and the normal everyday things that we do.
As the kids are riding the golf carts we see here, what are you teaching them here?
We're teaching them that the most common type of electric vehicle and the one that they're the most familiar with is the golf cart. That's something that I would say 50-75% of them probably see on a daily basis or at least familiar with, and this gives them the opportunity to see an electric vehicle. And I found out that this age group, even though we may think that a lot of them have driven cars, actually maybe a lawnmower or maybe a go-kart, but some of them are driving for the first time, and that's one experience that we can say they had at 4-H Electric Camp.
Vicki King is with Caney Fork Electric. Tell everybody where Caney Fork's at and what you do there.
Well, we're in the heart of Middle Tennessee. We serve 8 counties. Our 4 main counties are Warren, Van Buren, DeKalb, and White counties, and then parts of Cannon, Coffee, Putnam, and Grundy counties. We're about a 32,000 member system, and we are our headquarters is located in McMinnville, Tennessee, in the nursery capital of the world.
You ain't going to call it the Bonnaroo capital of the world?
That's Manchester.
Okay, wrong. All right, well, it's good to see you. Thank you for what you do. How long have you been coming to 4-H Electric?
This will be my 18th year.
Well, thank you very much, and we appreciate you doing this, and we'll see you around.
Thanks, Don.
We caught up with Dr. Mike Bushimo. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. A good day, isn't it?
It is a good day. And tell everybody what your role here is with 4-H Electric Camp.
Well, basically my role with the University of Tennessee Extension, I'm a specialist working in the area of precision ag, and it's kind of a little different being involved with the 4-H Electric Camp. But 20 years ago when I came to UT, I wanted to try to start a youth program that would kind of give kids the opportunity to learn about science and electricity. And I met up with Joe Jackson from the Tennessee Electric Co-op Association, and he and I got together and kind of dreamed up this camp trying to get youth involved.
And it's been very successful. Next year is going to be your 20th year, and it's something that you got to be proud of, and so is UT.
UT is very proud of this program. It's a great partnership that we have with the utility industry, the power distributors, whether it's the rural electric co-ops or the municipal systems. TVA's been a big supporter of this program, as well as a lot of the allied industries that support your all's operations. This is our 19th year. We've had probably 8,000 kids come through this program. And we try to really stress electricity. This year's theme is kind of looking at energy conservation. It's on a lot of people's mind, and we always really push electrical safety as well. So they kind of rotate through 6 learning centers, and they spend several days here on campus learning about this, fine thing that we depend on every day, and it's really a good program for us.
And electricity, as you know, is changing every day, just like this business of television changing unbelievable. And you've seen a lot of changes in the past 20 years, and I know you've got to envision major changes in the future.
I think energy conservation is on everybody's mind. As far as the capacity that we're using in this country and trying to generate to meet that need, especially during peak times. So the last few years, we've really put a big push, and we think if we start with the young people and get them interested in conserving energy, they can take that message home to their parents and to other folks in their communities, and maybe start a grassroots type program of trying to help conserve some energy in this country.
Mike, we appreciate it very much, everything that you do here, and we appreciate UT.
I appreciate it. Again, UT is very proud to be partners. Without that partnership, this program would not be possible for our youth.
Hopefully out of the 8,000, you've had quite a few students come through.
We've had some students come through the university, I know several years ago, and a lot in our department. They come, they get a chance to be on campus. We bring them over to the Institute campus, and we, kind of show them around. And so, yeah, it's been a recruiting effort for us as far as the university and the college.
Thank you very much, and we appreciate the opportunity to be here at 4-H Electric Camp, and we wish you luck in the upcoming years.
Okay, thanks, Don.